Is Cypark making a comeback? Keep watching to find out. Now, disclaimer, unfortunately, we are not shareholders of Cypark over the past 3 odd weeks. And as usual, none of what we say is financial advice. It is purely educational. Alright guys, special announcement. This Thursday on the 12th, 8:30 p.m. we'll be producing a session on Masterclass Berhad. It's up 27% since we covered it in our FIRL Pro program, which is a very exclusive program. But we thought we'd pick this stock out to share it with you guys and share some of our interesting findings. So I hope to see you there. All right, Jonathan. So, for those of you all who are watching, if you didn't know, we actually created a video on Cypark quite a while back. We will link it, somewhere here.
Yeah.
Right. Basically, we asked a very saucy question, which was, is this the next buy dynamic?
Yeah.
Our conclusion is not quite at that point in time. Now, if you look at the past year or so, the stock is down like 30%. However, since 21st of December, it has jumped pretty significantly. That's roughly a 71% gain. So the question is, why? So
just
a reminder first. These are some of the facts.
Yes, correct. Just a quick fact. Their IPO market cap was around 159 million, which is around 21 cents per share. If let's say we go to the bottom, it's actually still up from its IPO days. So yeah, that's pretty good. The current market cap right now is about 384, which is 65 cents. That's up like more than 2x increase. And these are their very simple business. 45% of the revenue contribution comes from EPCC for solar project. Yeah, and then other
waste
stuff
management
is like,
and then construction, plant maintenance.
Construction in general.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, the reason why it pump is because there's this new substantial shareholder, Jekyll Capital Sendiam Berhad. So they actually did some placement. I believe it's like a private placement. Yeah, so they bought the huge chunk. And right now,
67 million,
yeah. So right now they are about 27.3% shareholder stake.
So I mean 27.3, if you just look at it like that, you wouldn't know is that big or small or whatever, right? Because we know some companies in Malaysia, significant shareholders, they are like way more than that, right?
Correct.
40-50%.
Yeah. The reason why this is a huge one is because if you look at their shareholder list, right, all of them are actually around less than 6% actually. And that's, I don't see where is maybe this is the managing director or it's the one who is in charge. But anyways, you don't really see like a very major shareholders. And then so these 27% stakes all of a sudden came in, and of course definitely will like affect the share price of the stock.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that is pretty much about it for the shareholders.
But guys, before we move on, if you're someone looking to level up their stock investing skills and you need a lot more guidance, we do have a one-on-one program called the Mentorship Program. If you're interested, you can apply it in the comment section or the description. All right, so let's take a look at the numbers. I don't think there's like significant changes from when we analyzed it, I think a few months ago. It's in a difficult kind of business, right? It's construction, it's lumpy.
You have to win
the
contracts.
Industries, to be fair, are quite good, like waste management and solar. You can see a future into it. But of course, there's contracting work and things like that.
Yes, correct. And another quick fact is that right now the profit that they are making is similar to financial year 2015. So it's about like 8 years ago. Yeah, so that's pretty interesting. This is their latest quarter results. You can see that everything is down pretty much. Revenue, even gross profit and profit after taxes. Yeah, everything's like down massively. I think one of the reasons is also because they completed some of the project. So once it's completed, no money is coming in already. So they have to secure or find another project to funnel to finance.
That is the name of the game for EPCC guys.
Yes, constantly have to win contracts. So think nothing much to cover. See the difference between revenue from renewable energy. Previously they make about 659 million.
It's half.
Now it's half. This one also 146. Now it's 26 million. So
Yeah, and I think that this is on the backdrops of a pretty aggressive government in Malaysia whereby they already want to push solar forward, right? So even with that, you can see that.
Yep, correct. And another thing is that their debt is actually been increasing. So cash have been dropping right now. And yeah, they rose more fund. So they borrowed more money over here. And not only from that, they also raised share capital. I believe this was a private placement where the Jacob capital came in. And they also got perpetual sukuk. So that is, to me, another form of debt, but it's in perpetuity.
I'm not too sure if it's Jacob Capital though, because Jacob Capital is 67 million, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There's some other reason.
Yeah, maybe only it's another
20,
private placement.
20 million like that. Yep.
Okay, so but the good thing is that right now they are in a positive operating cash flow.
At least there's that.
Yeah, at least there's that. And actually there's not much reasoning behind it. The only thing that I can see is that they managed to collect more contract assets. So right now there's like lesser contract assets because of the completion of project. There's lesser trade receivables. So all these actually help them to contribute a positive operating cash flow. And if you look at this is not free cash flow, this is financing cash flow.
Yes.
Yeah, so financing cash flow wise, they also...
There you go, that's the private placement.
Yeah, they did private placement, 70 million. Perpetual sukuk, short term and long term debt, they all have been raising funds from here.
Yeah. Alright guys, enjoying the video so far? If the answer is yes, remember, like, comment, subscribe. And as far as comments go, if you don't like the video, do let us know as well. We always take all sorts of feedback, as long as they're constructive. All right, so here are our thoughts, right, on this development for Cypark. Of course, the first one, as you can see, is that they're always fundraising, right? This is always a sign that it's not that necessarily the management is bad, but more so the business itself is really bad, right? Like, there's a saying in America, there's horse racing, right? Always bet on something like always bet on the horse, not the jockey. Because a good jockey on a bad horse doesn't matter, right?
Right.
A jockey on a donkey won't work,
yeah,
right? So we have no thoughts on whether or not management is like really good, because we don't have the expertise to assess, whether that is the case. But we do, or we have the ability to figure out whether or not this is a business that, let's say, if I'm the only shareholder, right, would I own this business? Like, if I could buy the whole business? And my answer would be no.
Yep.
Because the amount of work that has to go into it and the amount of money I get out of it is really a
and it's
no-go
also
zone.
And it's also because this is a business that you have to frequently raise capital.
Exactly.
You have to beg for money, so in the form of equity or debt. So yeah, this is not a recurring kind of business,
And it's not that it's necessarily bad, but if you were to invest in a business like that, you have to figure out the cycle, and you have to figure out when is it time to go in. Because again, a lot of these businesses, right, no different from construction companies, is that you get the gains when announcements are made. So it's very unique. We were having this chat in our our FIRL analyst group recently, right? Like, this is one of the few construction companies in general is one of the few type of industries where you make most of the money as a shareholder when there's an announcement.
Yeah, when you sell on news, right? Buy on
rumors.
news.
Whether or not they complete the project, how well they do it, when they collect the cash, investors don't care. Once you get a project, and if the project is will significantly add to your top line number, then you see a big pump.
Yep.
So obviously in this case, it's hard, right, for people to figure out when are they going to get new contracts. And when you figure it out, the price has already moved. So then you're like, okay, wow, how am I supposed to even make money out of this? But in this specific case, what is interesting is that the news catalyst, is not really a project that they want. And it's actually Jacob Capital.
Yeah.
Right. And somehow, in a way, the market is reacting in a sense that they didn't really believe in the management. So that's why when someone new comes in, they get excited and let's go.
A huge shareholding coming in. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
So that's the second point, right? Where I think last time there were a lot of stakeholders, right? And of course, it's half made sense because to win contracts, you need to get, if you have EPF as your shareholder, if you have all these different big funds in Malaysia, right? Then you will get presumably more contracts.
Yep.
Right. But as you can see, right, with the at least with solar, right, you can still have, even though you got the right people as your shareholders.
But the thing is that the profile of Jico Capital, it's like they are a property developer.
Yeah.
So that is their another specialization. But maybe it can complement with what Cypark is doing. It's because they are in the EPCC space, which is construction related. But we'll never know whether they can actually manage to turn things around, whether they can help to grow, or whether their performance will remain stagnant.
Yeah, because I go back to the example of the horse and the jockey, right?
Yeah.
Now you're changing the jockey. How much faster are you going to get the horse to run, right? And yeah, those are my thoughts on the company. The last thing I would add is, guys, if you're a shareholder of Cypark, let us know in the comments, right, whether or not our analysis is accurate. And if you're a holder of Cypark and it's down, right, for so long, right, it was down probably about 50-60% year to date. Sorry, not year to date. Over the past year, and you felt like, maybe the stock is not for me, but you feel the loss that is very difficult. Perhaps now is the chance for you to exit, right? Because from where I sit is that I don't know the business well enough, and I'm not confident that they will continue to grow, right? Because again, you're just changing the jockey, not the horse,
right?
But at the same time, if you're not a shareholder and you're looking at the company right now and figuring out, okay, is this a sign that it might be good? Well, the questions you will have to ask is, as I said earlier on, the questions about the horse. And also figure out a little bit about Jico Capital. Like, what do they do? And, why do they seem like they feel they can do it better than,
the previous
owners?
Yes, right. Okay, nothing much to add. But before we end, again, FIRL Pro. So if you guys are interested in checking out our stock reports that we actually release in FIRL Pro, everything is a very short report, 5 to 10 minutes, you just take 1 cup of coffee, you can actually finish reading all of this report. And this is our stock performance so far as
from
of
August to December 2022.
Correct. And it has been doing pretty decent at the moment. We're going to be updating the performance for January, but it's going to be on the end of January. End of January, sometime over there. And if you guys still want to know more about it, but you don't want to commit, you can actually check out our free sample. We release some of our stock reports and also our big picture report, which basically tells you where the wind is going, and as well as one of our SIB videos. So you can check all the free stuff in FIRL's free sample. The links will be in the description and comments. And I think that's about it for today's video.
Yep, guys, as usual, thanks for supporting us and watching the video all the way, and can't wait to see you in the next video. Peace.